Imagine a whisper that reverberates through the ages, promising to reveal the secrets of creation and transformation. It speaks not in riddles, but in profound truths, guiding you to unlock the potential buried deep within your psyche. Imagine listening, truly listening, as this knowledge reshapes your understanding of reality. This is not a fantasy or an unreachable ideal. It is the beginning of your journey to manifest a life beyond limits. What if everything you believe to be true about the world could be rewritten? What if the very fabric of your reality responded to your thoughts, emotions, and perceptions? This journey invites you to dive deep into the hidden mechanics of existence. We won't merely skim the surface. We'll dive into the depths, exploring how ancient philosophies intersect with modern psychology to offer a roadmap for transformation. This isn't just a call to action. It's an invitation to awaken to your true potential. As children, we dream vividly, unconstrained by limits. But as adults, layers of doubt, fear, and conditioning cloud our imagination. Ancient mystics and philosophers spoke of a universal truth. Reality is shaped not by chance, but by the creative power within each of us. This principle echoes in the teachings of Stoicism, Buddhism, and even quantum physics. Your perception and intention are powerful enough to shape the world. Let's take Marcus, a struggling artist who found his world transformed not by external help but by a simple shift in belief. Among the clutter of his studio, he discovered an old letter. Its message was startlingly simple. What you hold with absolute certainty becomes your reality. Inspired, Marcus began visualizing not just his art but the recognition and success he yearned for. Within months, his work was exhibited in galleries. His life transformed. The lesson? Creation starts not with action, but with belief. Now think about your own life. What narratives do you replay in your mind? Are they ones of limitation or possibility? Neuroscience now supports what ancient teachings have always claimed. Your thoughts can rewire your brain. When you choose empowering beliefs, you create the foundation for a new reality. The art of visualization. Close your eyes. Imagine the most extraordinary version of your life. Don't just see it, feel it. The joy, the triumph, the fulfillment. Visualization isn't a passive exercise. It's a dynamic act of creation. Athletes do it. Inventors do it. Leaders do it. When you visualize, your mind rehearses the experience, aligning your actions and energy with your vision. Sophia, a marathon runner, turned her dreams into reality by visualizing her success every single day. Her practice wasn't casual. It was detailed and emotional. She felt the weight of the medal, heard the crowd, and even imagined the ache in her legs. On race day, she performed beyond her training, proving the mind's power to prepare the body. What if you did the same? What if every morning you spent 5 minutes vividly imagining your goals? By doing so, you'd be aligning your mind and actions with the future you want to create. Visualization becomes the paintbrush with which you design your world. Emotion, the hidden catalyst of creation. If visualization is the blueprint, emotion is the fuel. Without emotion, our intentions remain lifeless. Gratitude, joy, and love are high-frequency emotions that amplify our creative power. When paired with focused thought, they act as a magnet for manifestation. Consider this. Emotion is not just a response to external circumstances. It's a force of creation. Think of your most vivid memories. Chances are, they are tied to strong emotions. Why? Because emotion etches experiences into your consciousness, making them part of your reality. The same principle applies to manifesting your desires. Thomas, a chef, found himself in a rut until he was reminded of the simple truth: cook with love. By infusing his food with genuine emotion, he rekindled his passion and transformed his business. Customers didn't just taste the difference, they felt it. His story teaches us that emotion doesn't just shape what we do, it shapes how the world responds to us. Imagine emotion as the magnetic force that pulls your dreams closer. Joy elevates your vibration. Gratitude aligns you with abundance, and love connects you to the infinite potential of the universe. But what about negative emotions? Do they derail our efforts? The answer lies not in suppressing these feelings, but in transforming them. Frustration, for example, can be a signal to realign your actions with your intentions. Fear can be a motivator to step outside your comfort zone. Emotion is a dynamic force. When channeled consciously, it becomes the bridge between thought and reality. A young dancer named Alina discovered this when preparing for a high-stakes audition. Instead of focusing on the fear of failure, she immersed herself in the joy of dancing, the freedom of expression. That shift in emotional focus not only calmed her nerves, but also elevated her performance, earning her a spot in the company she had always dreamed of. Take a moment now. Think of a goal you're working toward. How does it feel? If it feels heavy or forced, shift your focus. Imagine how fulfilling it will be to achieve it. Let that feeling guide your actions. Your emotions are not obstacles, they are tools. Use them to sculpt your reality. What's more, emotional alignment isn't just about manifesting your desires. It's about creating a richer, more meaningful life. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of purpose, your heart filled with gratitude, your actions fueled by joy. That is the power of living in emotional harmony with your intentions. Perception, the lens that shapes reality. We don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. This profound truth has shaped the thinking of sages and philosophers for centuries. Perception isn't merely the act of observing the world, it's the act of interpreting it, filtering it through our beliefs, emotions, and experiences. Sarah, a young woman hesitant to embrace her worth, discovered this truth when a photographer captured her essence. Through his lens, she saw not the insecure version of herself, but a confident, radiant woman. That moment shifted her perception and her life. She began to act as if she was that radiant woman, and soon, the world responded in kind. Our perception is shaped by countless factors: family upbringing, societal norms, past traumas, and cultural conditioning. These layers of influence can distort our view of reality, much like a foggy lens. But here's the empowering truth: perception is malleable. You can clean the lens. You can choose to see the world differently. Think of perception as a pair of glasses. If you wear glasses tinted with fear or doubt, the world appears threatening and limiting. But if your glasses are tinted with curiosity, optimism, and love, the world suddenly becomes a canvas of endless possibilities. The world hasn't changed, you have. Take the story of James, a mid-level manager stuck in a cycle of frustration. He saw every challenge as evidence of his inadequacy. His mentor, a retired executive, challenged him to keep a journal of his daily successes, no matter how small. Over time, James noticed a shift. His perception of himself transformed from someone barely getting by to someone capable of growth and resilience. His newfound confidence inspired his team, and opportunities began to flow his way. The power of perception lies in its ripple effect. Change how you perceive yourself, and you change how others perceive you. Change how you see the world, and you begin to notice opportunities, connections, and solutions that were always there but hidden from view. But how do we change perception? Start by questioning your assumptions. What beliefs do you hold about yourself and the world? Are they serving you, or are they holding you back? Meditation, journaling, and even therapy can help uncover and reframe limiting perceptions. Another powerful practice is visualization, not just of future goals, but of how you wish to perceive the present. Visualize yourself moving through the day with confidence and grace. Visualize obstacles as opportunities. Over time, these mental rehearsals reshape your default perceptions. Remember, perception is both a gift and a responsibility. It is the lens through which you create your reality. Polish it, expand it, let it serve you in manifesting a life that reflects your highest potential. The wisdom of stillness. Silence speaks. In a world obsessed with action, stillness feels counterproductive. Yet, in the quiet moments of life, profound clarity emerges. Silence is not simply the absence of noise. It is a sacred space where truth can finally speak. It is where the noise of external expectations fades, leaving only the gentle whisper of the soul. Michael, a corporate executive on the brink of burnout, found this in a remote monastery. Days spent in silence felt torturous at first. His mind raced, demanding answers. solutions, and distractions. But over time, the chaos settled. It was in the quiet moments of early morning, watching the light slowly stretch across the mountains, that clarity came. He realized he had been chasing goals that weren't truly his own. The silence didn't just heal his exhaustion, it redirected his life. Philosophically, silence is where we connect with the essence of being. Lao Tzu, in the Tao Te Ching, reminds us, silence is a source of great strength. It is in the stillness that we reconnect with the flow of the universe, aligning ourselves with its rhythm. In Buddhism, the practice of silent meditation reveals the impermanence of thoughts and emotions, teaching us to let go of attachments that tether us to suffering. Think about your own life. How often do you allow space for stillness? We fill our days with noise, podcasts, meetings, notifications, leaving no room for the voice within to emerge. Yet, it is in silence that profound truths often surface. Imagine sitting in a quiet room. No distractions, just the steady rhythm of your breath. At first, your mind may resist, filling the void with worries or plans. But as you persist, the noise subsides, and clarity takes its place. The power of stillness is not limited to personal growth. It extends to problem-solving and creativity. Thomas Edison, when stuck on an invention, would sit in silence with a steel ball in hand. The moment his mind drifted to a creative solution, the ball would drop, waking him. That silence, that pause, was the space where inspiration lived. On a spiritual level, silence is communion with the divine. It is where the boundaries between self and universe dissolve. It is where we remember that we are not separate from the whole, but an integral part of it. By practicing silence, you create a sanctuary within yourself, a place you can return to amid life's chaos. Create this practice for yourself. Dedicate 10 minutes each day to silence. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and simply observe. Don't resist thoughts or emotions. Let them flow like clouds across the sky. Over time, this stillness will become a wellspring of insight and peace. Repetition, the key to reprogramming your subconscious. Repetition is the unsung hero of transformation. It is the steady rhythm that weaves intention into reality. Change doesn't happen with a single grand act. It unfolds through consistent, deliberate practice. By repeating empowering thoughts, actions, and beliefs, you create a foundation for growth that becomes unshakable over time. Consider Elena, a musician paralyzed by stage fright. Her hands trembled at every performance, her mind consumed by fear. Then her mentor introduced her to a simple yet profound practice. Affirmations. I am calm. I am confident. I am prepared, she repeated every morning, every evening, and before every performance. At first, the words felt hollow, disconnected from her reality. But with time and persistence, something shifted. The affirmations moved from mere words to truths etched into her subconscious. Elena didn't just overcome her stage fright. She became a performer who radiated confidence. Why does repetition work? Because the subconscious mind, unlike the conscious mind, doesn't differentiate between reality and suggestion. It believes what it is told, but only through consistent reinforcement. When you repeat a belief, you ingrain it into your mental framework, shaping how you think, feel, and act. Think of the mind as a garden. Each thought is a seed. Repetition is the daily act of watering those seeds, ensuring they grow into strong, healthy plants. Without repetition, even the best seeds wither and die, but with care and consistency, they flourish, transforming your inner landscape. Repetition also builds habits. Take James, a sales professional struggling to connect with clients. He decided to adopt a habit of writing down 3 positive outcomes from each day, no matter how small. At first, it felt forced, but as weeks turned into months, the practice reshaped his perspective. He began approaching each day with curiosity and optimism, which his clients noticed. Sales improved, not because of a new strategy, but because James had rewired his mindset through repetition. The beauty of repetition lies in its simplicity. It doesn't require talent, resources, or perfect conditions. It only requires commitment. Whether it's affirmations, meditation, journaling, or visualizations, the key is to show up every day. Over time, these small acts accumulate, creating a profound transformation that feels almost effortless. On a deeper level, repetition aligns you with universal rhythms. The cycles of the moon, the tides, the changing seasons, all reflect the power of repetition in nature. By embracing this principle, you align your efforts with the natural flow of existence. To harness this power, start small. Choose one practice that resonates with you. Perhaps it's repeating a mantra, writing a gratitude journal, or visualizing your goals. Commit to doing it daily for 21 days. Notice how it begins to shape your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Repetition isn't glamorous, but it is transformative. It is the quiet force that bridges the gap between who you are and who you aspire to be. Philosophy as a compass, a deep dive into navigating life's depths. Philosophy is more than just intellectual pondering. It is the bedrock of a meaningful life, a compass guiding us through the chaos and unpredictability of existence. In its truest form, philosophy equips us with tools to navigate challenges, make profound choices, and cultivate inner peace amidst external turbulence. By drawing on the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, Buddhism, and other ancient teachings, we learn not only to survive life's trials, but to transcend them. Imagine a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly in a vast ocean. This ship is much like a life lived without a guiding philosophy. We are tossed about by waves of circumstance, unable to steer toward meaningful destinations. Philosophy acts as that rudder, enabling us to chart a deliberate course, no matter how turbulent the waters may become. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, left behind a treasure trove of insights in his meditations. One of his central teachings was the idea that while we cannot control external events, we can always control how we respond to them. This is the cornerstone of Stoicism, the understanding that our internal state is entirely within our power. It is a philosophy that demands we ask ourselves, what can I do in this moment to remain steadfast? Instead of despairing at hardships, the Stoic reframes them as opportunities for growth. They see obstacles not as barriers, but as stepping stones. For example, consider a young entrepreneur named Sarah who faced a string of failed business ventures. She found herself sinking into a pit of self-doubt until she stumbled upon the words of Marcus Aurelius. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Inspired, she began viewing her failures not as signs of inadequacy, but as invaluable lessons. Each setback became a source of learning, and eventually, she built a business that not only thrived, but also reflected her newfound resilience. Now let us turn to Buddhism, which offers profound insights into the nature of suffering and the art of letting go. The Buddha taught that clinging, whether to material possessions, relationships, or even ideas, is the root cause of our suffering. By releasing these attachments, we liberate ourselves. But letting go is not an act of giving up. It is an act of opening up to life as it is. It is about embracing impermanence, recognizing that all things, both joys and sorrows, are transient. Consider John, a man devastated by the end of a long-term relationship. For months, he struggled with the pain of loss, clinging to memories and what could have been. During a retreat, he encountered the Buddhist teaching of impermanence. Slowly, he began to shift his perspective. Instead of lamenting the loss, he chose to focus on the growth it brought him. The pain, once paralyzing, became a teacher, showing him how to cultivate gratitude for what was and openness to what might yet be. But how do we practically apply these philosophical insights? How do we transform abstract ideas into a living philosophy? Philosophy is practice. Philosophy must be lived to be understood. It is not enough to read or think about it. We must embody it. Take the Stoic principle of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. This practice involves imagining worst-case scenarios, not to dwell in fear, but to prepare the mind. By visualizing challenges, we train ourselves to respond with grace and courage when they arise. Similarly, the Buddhist practice of mindfulness, a state of present moment awareness, grounds us in reality. Instead of being swept away by worries about the future or regrets about the past, mindfulness anchors us in the now. It reminds us that life unfolds one moment at a time, and it is in this moment that we have the power to act. Let's return to Sarah, the entrepreneur. As she rebuilt her business, she integrated mindfulness into her daily routine. Each morning, she spent 10 minutes in silent reflection, asking herself, "What is within my control today?" This simple practice transformed her approach to challenges. She became less reactive, more focused, and more effective. Her team noticed the change, and her leadership inspired them to adopt a similar mindset. The Taoist perspective, flow with life, Taoism, often described as the philosophy of flow, teaches us to align with the natural rhythms of the universe. Instead of forcing outcomes, the Taoist seeks harmony by flowing with life's currents. This doesn't mean passivity. It means understanding when to act and when to yield. Imagine a river. When we fight against its current, we exhaust ourselves and make little progress. But when we align our movements with the flow, we move effortlessly. The Taoist sage sees life as this river. They trust in its course, knowing that even turbulent waters eventually calm. Take Emily, a writer who struggled with creative blocks. She spent hours forcing herself to write, only to produce work that felt hollow. Frustrated, she decided to experiment with a Taoist approach. Instead of rigidly adhering to a schedule, she began observing her natural creative rhythms. She wrote when inspiration struck and rested when it didn't. To her surprise, this approach not only reignited her passion, but also improved the quality of her work. By surrendering to the flow, she found her voice, integrating philosophy into daily life. The beauty of philosophy lies in its practicality. It is not confined to lofty debates or ancient texts. It is woven into the fabric of our everyday decisions. Whether we are navigating a career change, resolving conflicts, or seeking personal fulfillment, philosophy offers guidance. Start by identifying a guiding principle that resonates with you. Perhaps it is the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control, or maybe it is the Buddhist practice of compassion, both for yourself and others. Write this principle down. Reflect on it daily. Ask yourself, how can I embody this today? One powerful practice is journaling. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect. What challenges did you face? How did you respond? Did your actions align with your guiding principle? Over time, this practice deepens your self-awareness and strengthens your commitment to living philosophically. Another practice is to seek out community. Philosophy thrives in dialogue. Find others who share your curiosity and engage in meaningful conversations. Discuss how these ideas apply to real-life situations. Share your struggles and insights. Together, you will grow. Finally, remember that philosophy is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments when you falter, when old habits resurface, and doubts creep in. This is part of the process. Growth is rarely linear, but with each step, you move closer to living a life guided by wisdom, resilience, and purpose. The promise of philosophy. Philosophy, at its core, is the art of asking better questions. Instead of seeking definitive answers, it invites us to explore. Who am I? What matters most? How can I contribute to the world? These questions are not meant to be solved but lived. As you navigate your own path, let philosophy be your compass. Let it remind you that every challenge is an opportunity, every setback a lesson, and every moment a chance to begin anew. By embracing philosophy, you are not just learning to live, you are learning to thrive. This is the essence of practical philosophy. It is a call to action, a reminder that the wisdom of the ages is not confined to books but alive in you. Your thoughts, your choices, your actions, these are the threads with which you weave the fabric of your life. Make it a tapestry of meaning, beauty, and purpose. Let this journey inspire you, challenge you, and transform you. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The compass is in your hands. The path awaits. Will you walk it? As we approach the conclusion of this exploration, let us take a moment to reflect on the profound journey we've undertaken. We've ventured through the power of visualization, the role of emotion, the transformative nature of perception, and the wisdom of silence and repetition. Each of these elements serves as a building block in the architecture of your reality. Together, they create a framework that empowers you to navigate life with clarity, purpose, and grace. At its core, the act of manifestation is not about acquiring external objects or achievements. It's about becoming. It's about stepping into the fullest, truest version of yourself. It's about realizing that you are not a passive observer of your life, but an active creator, shaping your destiny with every thought, feeling, and action. The ancient philosophies we've explored offer timeless guidance for this process. From the Stoic practice of focusing on what is within our control to the Buddhist principle of releasing attachment, these teachings remind us that true power comes from within. They call us to cultivate inner harmony, to align our thoughts and emotions with our highest values, and to act with intention and integrity. And yet, the journey does not end here. The path of self-realization is a lifelong endeavor. It is a journey of continuous learning, growth, and transformation. As you move forward, remember that every challenge you face is an opportunity to deepen your understanding, to strengthen your resolve, and to expand your capacity for joy and love. This is where practical philosophy steps in. Our mission is to take these timeless principles and make them accessible, relatable, and actionable for modern life. We believe that philosophy is not confined to ancient texts or academic discussions. It is alive, vibrant, and relevant to the challenges we face every day. Through our channel, we aim to inspire you to live with intention, to cultivate resilience, and to embrace the beauty and complexity of the human experience. Whether you're navigating a career transition, seeking deeper relationships, or simply striving to live with more authenticity and purpose, practical philosophy is here to guide you. We encourage you to engage with these ideas, to reflect on how they apply to your own life, and to share your insights with our growing community. Together, we can create a space where wisdom is not only shared but lived, a space where we support and inspire one another on the path of self-realization. As we close this chapter, we want to thank you for embarking on this journey with us. Your presence, your curiosity, and your openness to growth are what make this exploration meaningful. It is our hope that the ideas we've shared resonate with you, that they spark new insights, and that they empower you to create a life that reflects your highest potential. Remember, the power to shape your reality lies within you. Each day is a new opportunity to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your deepest values. Each moment is a chance to choose growth over stagnation, love over fear, and purpose over passivity. We look forward to continuing this journey with you. Subscribe to Practical Philosophy for more insights, stories, and transformative ideas. Together, let us navigate the depths of existence with wisdom, courage, and compassion. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and remember, you are the architect of your reality. Let's build something extraordinary.